Okay, so you might be new to real estate. You might be wondering, asking yourself the question, what should I do first, Juan Pablo? Should I find the money or find the deal? Well, to answer that question, the first thing you have to think about is your strategy, right? Because when people say real estate investing, there's more than one way to invest in real estate, right? You can buy and hold, own rental properties, multi-units, multifamily, my specialty, or you can do wholesaling, in which you get a property under contract with a motivated seller, and you sell or assign that contract to an end buyer, another real estate investor who's a buy and hold investor or a flipper. Or, as you guessed it, which I just mentioned, you can flip a property. So there's many different strategies, right? So first and foremost, you have to think about is, what is your real estate strategy? Now, for the focus of this video, I'm going to discuss the buy and hold strategy. So if you're in the mindset of the buy and hold strategy, then what I recommend is for you to find the money first. Because let's say, for instance, you actually found the deal first, right? And you're looking to own this property as a rental. Or not even own it, just control it. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. Control is better than ownership. You guys know what I'm talking about. So let's say you want to own or control the property, and let's say you reached out to the seller first. If you reached out to the seller first, let's say you got a 10 unit for, who knows, $300,000. Deals like that exist in certain markets. Maybe not in your market. If you're in an expensive market like New York, San Fran, somewhere in Cali or Miami, but there are markets out there that exist, especially markets that I invest in which you can get those price points, so price per door. So let's say a 10 unit for $300,000, okay? Now, if you got this property in the contract, but you haven't solidified the funding, whether you're going to get it from partners or you haven't solidified the mortgage, then that puts you in a pickle. That's the right way you say it. You're in a pickle. I don't know. You're in between a rock and a hard place. Is that the right idiom? I don't know. But if you really think about it, you'll end up being like a chicken with its head cut off, running around trying to find the capital. And lo and behold, worst case scenario, if you're not able to, you can be in a bad situation. You'll be in a pickle, all right, in which the agent who helped you get that deal or the wholesaler who helped you get that deal, and other people you might be working with, the real estate attorney, settlement company, they may perceive you as, I was about to say incredible, but I don't mean that in a good way. I meant to say not credible at all, because you wasted their time, right? You got a property in the contract and then having to back out because you can't find the money. I don't like that. Now, if you were doing the wholesale strategy, that's a different story. Because if you happen to get that property under contract with the seller, but you have an end buyer that you can wholesale that deal to, then by all means, wholesale all day long and find the deal first. Okay. Now, if you are a buy and hold investor or you're aspiring to become one, I highly recommend for you to find the money first. Find the money, then find the deal. So that way, when you find the money, you know your, what we like to call your purchasing power, which means how much of a property you can afford to purchase. And once you know your purchasing power, then you can go to your wholesaler who find you deals. Then you can go to your real estate agent who finds you deals and say, hey, look at here, look at this paperwork, baby. I'm pre-qualified for $300K. Find me a 10 unit that fits my pockets. And then they do. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can find the money, because that's the first step. I understand you might have a 9 to 5, you might have a part-time business, and you might make some decent income, but it may not be enough to acquire your first property. Or you might be experienced in which you have a few properties under your belt, but you don't have a repeatable source of investment capital, meaning you can't get the money on repeat. Because that's the situation I was in. I was living in New York, and it was challenging for me to invest in New York because it was too expensive. I tried other markets, but I realized by using my savings and also using my retirement accounts, they will eventually run dry. And then guess what? I have to wait months on end to save up again to buy a property. It was just the slow way to investing. So once I found this one creative financing tool in which I was able to replicate it on repeat every, let's say, 4 to 6 months, I was closing properties like this, baby, on repeat. So if you're interested in learning more, just make sure you check the link in the description to learn more. All right, guys, I'm Juan Pablo. As always, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. Peace.